Alright, cool.
We're good?
Yeah, so I just need to check on how everything goes real quick. And then we'll be set. How's everybody doing? This is episode 40.
There we are.
So, if you didn't load it and share it, let's just see how it sounds. Good to see everybody. This is the big 4-0. Let me pull it up. See how it sounds?
Sounds great.
Alright, so I think we'll go with this. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. This is episode 40. That doesn't include the home shows. Just a big shout out to everyone for being here. A big shout out to Ty and Chris for coming to me and starting this series. You guys do a phenomenal job. You guys did this before COVID, and now people have a virtual shop where they have their hometown contractor and they can, get educated. Do a great job at that. So, I know we're ending window month. So, great month it's been with windows and doors, the education we got on that. Excited to go into October. Fall is here, and little brother Horizon is going to grow bigger, and we'll be seeing Behind the Blade. And they're here. I don't know if they're going to do a guest appearance or not tonight, Behind the Blade. But a shout out to the Nine House, everything they do, and a shout out to Behind the Blade with Horizon Lawns LLC. Please like this page, TC Backers page, and little brother Horizon Lawns LLC. They will be available to be plowing your business, your home, whatever you need. Give them a call. They'll help you out. If you have rental properties, they can maintain the properties for you. They can still come out and do your fall cleanup. You don't want to have ice in your gutters with leaves. They can put gutter guard on there. Anyway, contact them. Share this. We appreciate everyone being here. Hopefully it sounds good. We have a great group here tonight. Chris, good to see you, number 40.
Yeah,
Ty, good to see you, number 40, man.
Good to see you, too.
Love you. Great to see everyone. We got some special guests in the house tonight.
We do.
It's good to see everyone. Thanks for being here tonight.
Bringing the A-team, man.
Yeah, the A-team is
We
here.
do have the A-team tonight.
We had to pull something out for
Very
episode 40.
influential people in my life are all sitting here tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
all
all.
good stuff.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Yep. Yeah, so do you want me to introduce everyone? This is Chris Markey with To The T Outfitters. Chris Baker from TC Backer Construction, our senior service manager. Ray Rizzilli, an old friend of mine and a partner. He works for Alside. And then, of course, you got your famous Shane DeGarry with the DeGarry Group. So here we are, episode 40, the big 4-0. We wanted to do something a little different, something a little special for our 40th anniversary. It's a big milestone. And like I was telling Chris earlier today, this has probably been the longest 40 weeks that I've ever experienced, especially over the past 6 months with the COVID and everything like that. It just seems like it's been like one long big blur.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if anyone else is feeling that way or not, but that's kind of how I feel. And I forgot about John Stauffer back here. Sorry, John, you're always forgotten. That's why I wanted to bring you on the show. John is the man behind the scenes. John is the guy that makes the phone ring. He does our website design. He does a lot of blogs on our Facebook page. He just does, I don't even know what all he does. He just does a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes. Very intelligent guy, very influential, just a great, outstanding guy. And John, do you want to share a little bit about yourself and what you do, how you got here, and what it's like now?
Sure. Just thankful to be part of the TC Backer team. Honored. I enjoy the heck out of trying to outsmart the competition by positioning the TC Backer message online where it needs to be so that the phone rings. But I enjoy doing that. You want me to review our little 3 questions that we went over earlier, do you? Is this the time for that?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, man. Sure.
Sure. What did we learn about?
So how long have you been in business, John?
How long have I been in business? I started December 1994 doing desktop publishing, and about a month later, my mom walked into my office and said, "Do you know about this internet thing?" She gave me a business, Pennsylvania Business magazine or whatever that was, and so I thought, well, I've heard of it. I asked my computer guy, where can I learn to make web pages? He said, well, you got to get online and do that. So I started immediately and taught myself how to do it. I've had people ask me, what kind of schooling should I recommend somebody go to learn what you're doing? I said, well, by the time you get to school, your information is going to be too old. I said, just get online, look it up, start building, learn by doing. And that's sort of the history of how I've grown the Flash Avenue. Had website customers that I got in 1995 and have grown them slow and steady ever since. I believe Flash Avenue has more York County businesses websites as customers than any other website developer in anywhere. I can brag a little bit. I've been around.
There you go.
But anyway, that's started building websites in 1995. So if you want some slow old guy working with you, I'm your man.
Yeah. You're not too slow.
What was question number 2? What makes me most satisfied about my business?
Yeah.
Well, like I had mentioned to Tyrus earlier, I said nothing is more satisfying than when one of my clients tells me, hey man, thank you so much. Us working together has led to business growth and a significant increase in revenue. So when my clients tell me that news, that makes every ounce of late night study and hacking through code, trying to figure out the strategies of getting your online message to be juicy, Google juice-filled SEO stuff, search engine optimization stuff that I work on all the time. When I get that kind of feedback, there is nothing better. So, question number 3 was what are you most proud about? And I just couldn't think anything personally I wanted to be, proud of. Seems a little
Well, not necessarily, John. Not necessarily what you're most proud about. What was your most proud moment while you've been in business? Like, what was there a point in time that you did something, accomplished something, achieved something that you just stood back and was like, wow. You know what I mean? What was that moment?
Yes, it was. Well, when my son Ty, he was playing Little League baseball at about, I think he might have been 8 years old. He turns to the first base umpire and he says,
Uh-oh. We lost him.
Okay. Well,
he must have said something important.
John from Flash Ave, everybody. And, of course, we got Ray tonight and we got Chris Markey. Tonight's our 40th anniversary, and it's something to be proud of. Like Shane said earlier, we made it through, we started doing this pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And, kind of doubled down throughout the course of that. And we're missing the home shows. So that's kind of what stirred this whole thing up, that we wanted to set our display up, our home show display.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to bring
the energy.
Yeah, to bring it back to life.
Yeah.
And we're in a different location tonight, which brought a lot of good energy and vibe and stuff. And I know Chris and Jared and Sam were here working late last night to get it put together, and actually all week. And I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you guys. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
And Shane, you coming out here and putting your stuff together for us, and Vic was trying to get the sound working earlier today, but he was feeling a little under the weather, and I appreciate all the time and energy that everyone's put into this thing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I always tell all of our clients, it's look at you being out there, giving people the opportunity during COVID to still be able to do commerce in a COVID-friendly environment.
Exactly.
And it gives people the opportunity to get to know you and everybody on this team and the vendors, and it gives them a choice, right? And they have that. This is the phone book, man. It's social commerce.
Yeah.
This is how, people are doing business, and you're ahead of the curve, just authentically wanting people to know that, hey, we're here to help you.
Right.
And what do you always say? At the end of the day, why we love working for you, you've done work on our home, right? On multiple projects, and doing it right the first time.
Right.
What is your saying?
A job worth doing is worth doing right the first time.
Boom.
Exactly.
Right? And that's how you all, when Horizon comes out, it's hard to get them to say hi because they're just like this machine. Even when you come in here, everyone has a role, and they know how to play that role. And that's why people love this culture. It's a habit. When you come in here, you get energized. You see the greater good. And then when you're on that off moment, which we all have, there's so many people that will pick you up and help you along and that have been through a lot of things, and that's nice. It's amazing the culture here at TC Becker.
One of the things that I found that's been so significant, growing up in York County, I'm born and raised, I can't speak for everybody else here, but born and raised in York County, I'd always said that there's a lot of things that never affected the community that got affected elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there, and yes, our community was affected by the COVID, but there's a lot of times, and people lost jobs, and I get it, the restaurant community, God bless them, don't even know how I can't even think about how they're making it through business right now. They've been smacked across the face by the governor and all the rules. But in our community, it seems like we're sheltered a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so when we all were figuring out, are we going to make this, you had a lot of people going, I'm doing okay. Mm-hmm. Contractors, manufacturers. I have manufacturer friends that are like, man, I couldn't even keep up with the pace. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about anybody else. I mean, and a lot of my customers, electricians, plumbers. I mean, if you're a kid right now and you aren't thinking about going out into a trade, you're foolish. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely foolish. My son's friend's a welder that works for his dad. They went to New York City. He made $40,000 in 2 months because they have to work on the wage or whatever the New York City wants them to pay. Mm-hmm. They were up there for 2 months straight. He came home with $40,000. My son's looking at me going, Dad. And I'm like, become a welder. I don't make $40,000 in 2 months. Right. But our community is so tight that sometimes we're shielded. We're shielded from those things that you see on the TV. Mm-hmm. We're shielded. Yeah, you might have marches in New York City, and God bless them. People want to make their points that they can do what they wish. Mm-hmm. But we're sheltered in the sense of, I think we take care of each other, and that's a lot of our conversations, Ty. Mm-hmm. Right. We have Chris. We've had conversations where we talk about, hey, what are you doing, and what can you do for this, or how are you adjusting to this, or where are you going from this, and hey, do you need a hand, or hey, that guy, you need a job? I know a buddy that needs a job. I just called you about a guy. Yeah. Yep. So I think our community is a little insulated. Yeah, that river. They talk about.
We call it a bubble. We're kind of in like a bubble where our economy is doing well. And I know Ray can contest to that. I mean, we do a lot of business with Ray, especially on the windows. When Ray introduced us to buying direct.
Hey, real quick, I just want to interrupt. If we tap on the table, it echoes in that mic because that mic is so sensitive. Yeah. And I know it's a hard thing, but if you tap or do anything, it echoes in there because it's such a concentrated microphone.
Yeah. Sorry. So we get fired up, Shane.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm just letting you know because it's something we experienced during the home shows.
This is like Monday Night Football, and you're our Al Michaels, right? We talk, and then
he should have just kept elbowing.
Right. Shane comes in.
Tell me how you really feel.
No, I do it. I just want to let you know what I'm thinking about.
So to add to that, Chris, where you're going with that, it's kind of what we talk about with how important it is to, as a local, group, get all the businesses together and everyone feed off each other. The more people that contribute to feeding the village and doing stuff for the village, you know what I mean? It goes a long way, from every different aspect.
I just walked away from a bid this week. I bid on a very large job, and I won the bid. Gave them the samples so they could go around to all their offices. They called me back and said, hey, by the way, that one company they get the bid in, they got a bid in, and we'd like you to bid against it. I said, no, you know what you're going to do is you're going to bring my samples back, and you're going to give me my stuff back, and my bid's off the table.
Amen.
That company was from New York. Mm-hmm. And I looked at him and said, morally, I don't even know how you could even call me and say this. Yeah. But a lot of times in York County, they don't do that. It's the ones that just don't get it. Right. They just don't get it. What was it going to be? A nickel? Yeah. 10 cents? And you're walking around looking at nickels and dimes, and dollars are flying over your head.
Take food away from the locals.
Yeah, and then they want me to. Then they call you up and say, "Plan my golf outing," or "Hey, can you donate to my thing?" Yep, I can donate as much as you just gave me. Nothing. Not a thing. But, you give back and you surround yourself with people, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to give back all day long. I'm planning golf outings, going to these things, and spend all I take time away from my family and support the locals,
Exactly.
But
no, and you guys inspire other business owners by doing it, because most people that I don't have a college degree. So I've had to learn from other people. That's what's nice about our network is.
Where's your degree from? School of Hard
here's the
Knocks?
network. Let me tell you, one of the greatest features right now is what we're doing right here, and also the Facebook Live portions of it. How many times have I shared, and how many phone calls have you gotten from out of the area beyond York into Dauphin and north? So, I mean, this is a great thing. You guys offer a great product. I'm proud to be a partner with you guys.
Yeah, man.
I have no shame in anything because you guys do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Back to you,
Thank you.
we've been a partner a long time.
Yeah, we have. I've known you for a long, long time.
Over 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
And we appreciate you, and you just made a huge point about sharing.
Yeah.
You can help. This is a COVID community now. That's just the way it is. And business people are resourceful, successful business people, and they work with what they have. So when you share this, you don't know that someone's looking for a roof or windows or door, or maybe even a referral, or just to get a repair. You don't know. But when you share it, you give people the opportunity, or they're looking for work. A lot of people, there's been an adjustment in our country, and when you share it, there's great companies up here, just not TC Backer, that you have the opportunity to connect with people. So it's a virtual opportunity, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
So good point.
Yeah, you guys might not be able to do everything, but then you share it to somebody else that can help you and help them, and everybody. It's a win-win.
Amen.
It's a community win. That's what it boils down to. Central PA. Listen, I'm not from around here originally. I come from the Pittsburgh area, and it's just the people here. You might as well say half of them are inbred from Pittsburgh.
Where in Pittsburgh? I used to live in Monroeville. I mean, I'm from Downingtown, but I lived in Monroeville.
I grew up outside near Beaver Falls, Joe Namath country.
Okay.
So yeah, 7 miles from Ohio. We lifted bales of hay for fun. So
So you've been through a couple
Well,
times.
just a couple.
When you talk about as much as this helps you, it can hinder you at times, and people use this avenue in the sense of whether they go on your Google page or they go on your Facebook page and they think one post is, and they want to try to make this point, and everybody's a keyboard warrior, but nobody wants to pick up the phone. We're here throwing ourselves out in the line and sitting here and talking about, why we work with somebody like Ty, and everybody just worried about me. And I think that the problem with what goes on in today's world is they worry about me, and you should worry about you, but sometimes you become a better you by worrying about other people too.
Amen.
Right?
Absolutely.
I take a lot of this from my wife. She puts herself. I mean, not her. She puts everybody first and then her. So if you take that attitude with life, period, I think a lot of things come back to you. It's called
Absolutely.
karma.
Yeah, it's karma.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
karma.
Absolutely.
It's karma.
My wife puts up with a lot.
Yeah, I think all of our wives do, right? You know what I
pretty
mean?
much.
So, I'm blessed to have a beautiful, loving wife that, like yours, doesn't say hill of beans to anything. She's very successful on her own.
Amen.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times when she pulls me aside and
Get you with a 2x4.
smacks
I
me in
remember
the
that
head.
from the last episode,
Yeah,
man.
smacks me in the head with a 2x4 and says, "What are you doing?"
Right.
And
Oh, I get that every day. That's why my head's flat on the top.
yeah,
Amen.
So let's jump into what John was kind of talking about with you. How long have you been in the business?
Over 20 years. I started out with another supply company in the early 2000s, like 2001. Stayed there for about 15 years, 16 years, and then I got lured away for might want to call it a glory job. I was a sales rep for a company out of Indiana. It was for a high-end windows and doors company. Mm-hmm. But I traveled from Massachusetts down to South Carolina. I don't want to say it got old. Just things happen over a period of time. Mm-hmm. Thought I was going to retire. That didn't happen. And got pulled back into the business with Alside and been here ever since. And it's become a great partnership. I called on Ty. I waited for a few months before I called on him. Said, "Hey, I'm back."
What is Alside?
Alside's a window and door manufacturer. We make our own windows. We make our own siding. I take that back. We've been around for over 72 years. There's a guy named Jerome Kaufman who actually developed the company. He was a World War II pilot, and this is a cool thing. He decided when he was flying airplanes, they were painting the fuselages, these aluminum fuselages, with a paint. And he's like, I'm going over 200 miles an hour, and this paint is not peeling off this thing. So basically, when he got out of the Army, I believe it was, or Air Force, whichever one, I can't remember. There's so much going on in my head right now. But when he got out, he developed a program where he made aluminum siding, hence Alside. And I heard way back when he was like in charge, he's passed, but if you call it Alside, he crucified you. It's Alside, aka aluminum siding. So
Okay, that's awesome.
That's
pretty cool.
I never knew that.
It's been around forever.
Very cool.
We're one of 5 branches probably between here and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and we're spread out pretty good. We're all over the country. We're in Canada. Like I said, it's over 72 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
They
That's
treat
awesome.
me fair. It's all good. I've been a partner with them. I take my job very seriously. I take my clients very seriously. I can't tell me how many times I ran to Ohio to pick up some stuff.
Yeah.
Because he had to close some things.
Yeah.
And get it done. Get her done.
Yep.
But that's a 10-hour round trip.
Yeah.
But I did it because he's the man, and I know he appreciates it. There's
Amen.
certain
Thank
customers
you.
that don't appreciate you, and those are the ones. You want to take care of them, but this man comes first.
Amen.
If he asks me to do something, I'm right in line to do it. So I have no qualms about it. And he's the first person to say, "Hey, I'll help you."
Yeah. What do you get your most satisfaction out of?
Taking care of my customers, get it right the first time. I do a lot of my own quotes. I do make sure they get delivered. I treat my job just like I own the company, just like
Right.
you guys do. So I make sure everything comes and goes, and everybody's satisfied. I hate a disgruntled customer. You don't want to have that happen. I honestly say I put every ounce of energy into it.
Yeah. And it's challenging, man. It's a challenging business that we're in. Construction
Right
is
now,
very,
things are
very challenging.
So far, COVID has screwed up the world.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
we
man.
get stuff from China. We get stuff from all over the world, and you got to wait for that to hit the ground. Then you got COVID issues. One gets sick, they all get sick. They shut the plant down. I've got 5-6 factories throughout the country, and if something happens, then they got to shut it down. They got to clean it. 4 hours later, maybe the second shift can go.
Yeah.
But
And the ripple effect of that, you think about when you're mass producing something and you shut down for a little bit, the ripple effect of that is tremendous.
And
Tremendous.
that's not my industry. Look at the doors. Look at everything
All
out
of it.
there. I just talked to my neighbor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
My neighbor just said, "Hey, I'm still waiting for a dishwasher." What transpires? It's coming from overseas.
Yeah.
Instead of overnights on the airplanes, they have to come in crates and containers. So what it took 1 month or even 3 weeks is now taking 6 months to get across seas.
Yeah.
Just to get dropped.
Yeah,
Right.
most people are understanding if they're
Some are
communicated with, and some aren't. But you've been around long enough. We do the best we can for people. But
It's fun fielding the phone calls every other day. Every other question was, "Where's my stuff?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check with the factory. It's probably in the same place where it was yesterday,
Yep.
in the queue.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What did Chris say? Karma, right? I believe in that. So you let it go. We've had dealt with vendors. My wife had to cancel her muffler thing because it was all year. I feel so bad she never got her muffler for her scooter. Right? So these little things, and we were just like, oh well. I mean, what are you going to do at the end of the day?
We had a vendor recently. Somebody bought new hats and wanted the patches put on them, like real nice patches. And we have a vendor that does this work. I mean, we're a premier vendor. We're a premier wholesaler for them, and they're awesome to us. And they dropped the ball, lost the order, said, "Look, tell your customer not paying for it." Well, that was 8 weeks ago. It only takes 3 weeks to get those hats in.
Yeah.
That was 8 weeks ago. They're calling up, even though they're getting the hats for free. Like, where are our hats at? And by the way, I looked at the order. They sent, instead of getting a certain amount, they sent 10 more of each hat for free, including not paying for them. And the customer's still like, "Well, where are they at?" I get it. They're on their way. You're not paying for them. I'm communicating as best I can. Outside of me hopping in a boat and trying to find them, it's not. They weren't made overseas. They actually were manufactured here, but it was couple
People
steps.
associate you with that, and you are the man, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it stops there.
Yeah, well,
I'm the face of Alside around here,
Right.
so guess who gets the phone calls? Guess
Right.
it. But I take that seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
I do the best I can.
Right, and I can say this about both of you guys. I mean, I'm unfortunately for Chris each Christmas, I just hammering with orders, and I'm talking probably 5 days before Christmas.
3.
I've done
Well,
that.
we're not gonna. What's
Because
3,
I-
3, 5?
I-
Depends when the weekend falls.
Like I like to throw together a package for the guys, and it's like usually I'm so busy, and it's like I'm trying to make sure because the holidays are coming, man, and
How about
everybody
them
wants
polos? You
everything
get your
done.
polos yet?
So-
I gave them the samples 2 weeks ago.
What was it?
The polos.
I don't like them. Sorry to bust that. I don't like the collars on them. So of course I put it on the back burner. I got to move on, man. It distracted
But
me.
I can't get my
had to
samples
move on.
back. I can't get my samples back.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can have them back.
I actually have a sample hanging in my closet right now because I wanted to see if they shrank when you washed them, and I just never gave it back.
Yeah,
So.
we'll figure it out. I'll get in there and I'll show you something that I want. But I'm looking for a certain collar. That thing kind of just I don't like
Droopy.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, and it has
But
to be a
over the
box
years, I've
cut.
learned to know that there's a certain collar on a polo that I like. As weird as that might sound.
Back to
But
the
anyhow-
3 days or 5 days, right?
Right. But you've always pulled through for me, and then Ray, going back to Ray, like Ray has always pulled, especially through the pandemic. If it wasn't for Ray, 90% of the customers that we put windows in for would not have windows if it wasn't for Ray.
That's awesome.
And that's something I will never forget. Do you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
He came out to Cindy Davis's house with me to measure her window up. It was different, unique situation. We
Is it
realized.
now?
No, not yet.
I want to be there.
Okay.
Seriously.
But they had installed the window upside
She
down,
would love
had
that.
put the seat up top,
sure
and
fits.
so the header was at the bottom. Well, there was other people there trying to give her a quote on it, and it was like astronomically, ridiculously expensive because they couldn't figure out, they couldn't see. But when me and Ray were there, it was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They
it's upside
installed the
down.
window upside down, which is okay because they're fixed windows. There's no weep holes.
Right.
Which was actually a really cool idea on how much more floor space it gave her.
It did.
You,
Can
you
we
know
do
what I
some
mean?
shout outs?
Yeah, we can do that. But
EB,
anyway,
what's
Ray,
up, brother?
You're the man. You know what I'm saying? You
No,
pulled
hey.
through for me, and that's why I invited you
It's thinking
guys
outside the box.
on the show. Because
Amen.
Chris, I'm going to give you probably a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
He's gearing up.
So
I mean, technically, he's kind of giving you a little bit more
yes,
time because
exactly.
he's telling you right now.
Right. You know our new logo. You already know our new logo. So you should be good to go. But anyhow,
You
shout out.
asked me to come on the show today.
You guys want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, Eric Brewer. There's another big contributor to what we have going on here.
What's up, BB?
I appreciate everything you do for us, man. Putting food on my plate.
Yep.
You know, you provide for us in ways that you don't know. Lauren, what's going on? Bob, Bobby, Chuck in the truck, David Bruno, Jan is in the house. Tom Wales,
Saw
thanks for
Bobby
tuning
Witt on
in.
earlier.
Yep, Bobby Witt's on here. Jocelyn, Dave Worrell, David KX every week religiously.
Yep, top
Victoria Staub, Nicole Bender, Ryan Bruner, thanks for the freshie today, buddy. I appreciate you. Josh Dugan, Glenn Orr's in here, Gio, all the guys are in here. Colin, Tyler. Tyler's enjoying this from Texas Roadhouse right now.
Texas
Bring some
Roadhouse.
back.
Who do you guys got? Vic on here. I hope you're feeling better, Victor.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got, did you say Bobby Witt? He's
Yep.
on here. He's a big window customer of ours.
I told him I'm going to
EB.
bring that to him personally, by the way.
Cool.
Those 2 sashes.
Awesome.
Just so he knows.
Yep. See, and that's good customer service, man. I don't know how many times you've pulled through for us, man. And that, again, like you said, I do appreciate you, and I hope
I know
I
you
showed
do.
that throughout the
You and I
course
have
of the
had
years
some
and
great
stuff.
conversations. It's
No, thank
just
you.
not about business.
Right.
Yeah, he
Anthony Gonzalez, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for checking in. And Eric, I can't say much more than what Chris has said. You've been a mentor of mine over the years. When your business grew, we grew, and my family and I and our coworkers all are truly grateful for you. Thank you very much.
I'll add to that, Eric. I'm right with. He's been huge to our business. He's been a dear friend for a long time.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. And I want to get with you to talk about some other things, on the side. So be prepared for that conversation. All good stuff. I just had some thoughts that I wanted to bounce off you. So just preparing. Love you too, brother. Thank you.
We got some live viewers in the house too here.
We got live
behind the
viewers
scenes.
here. We got our groupies and that are here tonight. Chris Mendez and where'd they go? Chris and Jared and those guys and Sam and Kim.
John Stauffer, we'll just make sure we mess up your stuff when you ordered your apparel from North Bobcats Golf. I'm
Side
just
piece.
messing.
That's right, bro. Side piece.
Just messing. But appreciate the order, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. We're, like Chuck said, we're going to do the whole thing is like the beginning of our virtual home show. So I'm thinking that each week we should probably bring in someone from the other trades so they can come in and talk a little bit about what they do. The kid from here in Dover, what's the name of that electrical company? Ascom? I was supposed
yeah.
to say it different.
Yeah.
You mean Jeff
George
George?
is Ascom.
Yeah,
Yep.
they invited us to join the Dover Business Association, which I thought was great. So we're going to probably join that, YMBA, get them on here, you know what I mean, just to
Yeah.
do this virtual home show. So if anyone's out there that owns a business that wants to come on, more than welcome to come on. We'll fit you in. We'll get you on the schedule. But this is the beginning. I know it's window month, but it was our 40th anniversary. We talk about windows all the time. We can talk about windows anytime. But I felt like our big 4-0 was huge, and the beginning of our virtual home show. Since I don't think we're going to have home shows this year, probably not next year. But anyone that wants to come on, talk about their product, whether it be plumbing, electrical, carpentry, cabinetry, kitchens, baths, basement remodeling, whatever you do. If you're a contractor and you want to come on the show and network with us, even if we don't know who you are, but you're local and you watch us every week or heard about us through the grapevine, by all means, reach out to us and we'll get you on the show, man. We'll network, we'll share thoughts and maybe start a little mentoring little thing, on Thursday evenings or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that before, getting together with a couple business owners and like-minded people and doing some networking and some mentoring, especially through hard times right now. Like, what is 2021 going to look like? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing to prepare for that, or whatever, whatever thoughts and worries, concerns, or achievements?
That's a great thought, because right now a lot of us are busy. We just talked about a lot of us are busy. Good busy, bad busy, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Right. But one of the thought processes that I had over the weekend was thinking about, what if this just opens up? What if it's, hey, everybody back to work, and here we go. And fortunately for us, we've done some things to walk that down the line, and you're doing well. I know other people may be having issues, but we're blessed enough and have worked our circle and kept it, and kept it going in the right direction. But what if that floodgates open and, people can't find people to work now?
Right.
Yeah. Right? And you can't.
We have a hard time getting laborers. I'm hoping some people come back to work soon, but I need two of me. There is not enough time in the day. I'm on my computer until 10 o'clock at night. My wife and I are both in sales, but it is so busy. I can't keep up with the pace.
Yeah.
So when this does open up,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take one day at a time, because I can't be everywhere at one time. My territory is large enough, but I need two of me. That's how busy things are.
I understand businesses want to cut back now because they just don't know. And I'm just going to use, my wife works for M&T Bank, so they cut back, put everybody at home. M&T's been around, the old York Bank, been around forever. And I understand companies are cutting it, but I'm going to tell you something. They've also saved a ton of money, okay? And I think that at some point you need to be able to bring more resources in and not rely on just, if you don't want to get yourself into automation or into more of these things where they can do everything online, then you need to bring people in and you need to train. Eric Brewer talks about it all the time. You listen to Eric, he's always talking about, hey, we're training, we're working with people. But, it also takes resources to find somebody that you go, come with me every day for, like you said, I think you just said it the other day, I need another me, right, to walk with me for 2 years straight. And I said, hey, make it Chris. And he's like, well, nah, we'll find somebody else. But I'm just saying, it takes time. My son just came in to work in my business. You know what I mean? And you know how they
You're lucky to have that happen.
Yeah, I am blessed. And I think he was smart to the offer he took. I'm fortunate that the people in my office accepted him, and I'm fortunate enough that he's accepted the role of I'm the low man on the totem pole, you know. But I just think at some point, some of these companies got to start grabbing the kids and grabbing them earlier.
Well, okay, proactive. You guys, just about every other show that you guys been doing, you're always putting it out there. Come work with us. We'll mentor you. Come aboard, because the trades are dying.
Yeah.
I see this every single day.
Yeah.
No, all the older guys are doing it. Their backs are hurting.
Yeah.
They're wearing out.
Yeah.
You know, sooner or later, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, but you know what? The trades are going to get to the point where they're going to make as much money as
Anybody else?
anybody else in the
they're
world.
close to being.
$40, $50 an hour.
I'm telling you.
If they could develop a program for these guys,
Yeah.
you know, the vocations are great, but they need to be taken aside with somebody under their wings that work with me. What happens is you work with them, and all of a sudden they think they know more than you do, and then they go out on their own. It's a cycle.
But some
I
of
get
it's
it.
our fault too. Some of it's our fault that have been around or know the. I'm just going to say trades, meaning our fault,
I
the
get it.
older gen.
Right.
So they'll take on a kid or a person, right? And they won't be like, and I'm just going to use lawn care. This has nothing to do with Horizon. Just let's say lawn care. You have a guy, you bring a kid in, doing a good job with the weed eater. He's always having the mowers done. You got to give him some time on the riding mower.
Yeah.
You don't give him time on the riding mower,
That pisses them off. I'm sorry.
they're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be like, I'll buy my own damn riding mower,
Yep.
and now you got competition. How about put him on the riding mower? Don't make him the schlep. Like, at my office, we try to be multifaceted. Like, you should be able to do everything in our office, right? And if I say, I need your help, great, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'll be back there in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But we don't take that time anymore. They want to come in making the big money and think they know it all, and we sometimes don't take the time or don't have the time. Like you said, I don't have the time
Right.
to do that.
You also got to have the other end of that, one who's willing to learn and take that upon themselves to take it to the next level. You don't have it. This is what they want to do. Let me do this. I want to make money doing this. It's not going to fly anymore around here. And we all know that, but the young people do not until it becomes too late. That's why I think there's a lot of people sitting around at home collecting unemployment. They don't know any better.
Right.
That's a big point there, Eric. People quit leaders; they don't quit jobs.
Yep.
That is 100%, man. You always give out nuggets in your videos that you have in the morning.
Brewer's spitting wisdom.
Yeah,
Brewer's just spitting wisdom every day.
And when I try to deal with my guys, I take a lot of stuff that he says, and I run with that. You know what I mean? He puts out a lot of really good nuggets on how to treat
about it with
people.
his son. Did you listen to him talk about his son? His son is a junior, but has been playing for 3 years now at varsity level.
Yeah.
Okay, and somebody gets hurt or somebody is off the team this week because they missed class, and he talked about how this guy's coming in, instead of walking up going, all right, look, you're going to be a big part of the team this week, and this is what I need you to do. Right there, step up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And follow up and follow through. That's another Eric phrase. Follow
Figure
up
out where
and
your
follow
role
through.
is.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And work the role.
Follow
Work
up,
the role.
Yeah, I don't know any other kids,
Yeah.
and that's a shout out to you, Eric, and not just your business standpoint, but even your home life and being a dad, a family person. I don't know another kid that works as hard as Cam does.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, that kid is always working, and I know that reflects a lot on how you raised him.
Yeah.
So that goes a long way, and that's stuff that he's going to take with him past when he's done playing football.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which we talked about when you were on our show last time on how important that stuff is. All the life lessons that you get out of that.
Well,
it's not just about sports.
We can also talk about it as parents. We can also talk about what we have done wrong for our children. So our children have become, and I'll raise my hand, our children have become the ones that are like, just pay me and I'll show up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it happens to the best of them.
Yeah.
And we
I guess I'm one
shut
of
up here. Here's your phone. You know what I mean? We do that and hand them the phone.
Yeah.
Right. But we're part of that problem, right?
And there again, parenting is not easy. We all get that. I helped my son get through college, came home, graduated, great job. So he's leaving me. He's moving to San Diego
Damn.
in October. My wife is broken down. I'm like, I'm going to have to live with this for a while. It's like, will you please call her every day while you're gone?
Yeah, negotiate with me. Give me something.
I love him. Engineer. I mean, his heart belongs in San Francisco, but it's San Diego is where he's going.
Yeah.
And we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah.
I commend him. I don't think I could have done that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, my brother-in-law moved to the middle of nowhere in California, Bishop, California. It's like nowhere. Like it's close to the Nevada line, south of Mammoth. I mean, there is nothing there. My mother-in-law was just like, So she's over at our house every weekend.
Oh,
thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I neglect to tell you, he left me a present, so I've got his dog now to wrestle.
Oh, there
Hey, I did that enough.
100 pounds. I did that to my parents too. So
Everybody drops a dog.
Oh my God, I got it.
They get a dog.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But just back to the point of, I think there's a lot of things that we do as business owners and as parents that don't help us. We can say, oh, they don't do it, or we don't do it, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
You got to lead by example.
you got to lead by example. And I mean, Brewer, I can go back to that all day long. He preaches that and preaches that, and I'm sure when you preach it, it's tough because people probably question Eric.
Well, you got to
Brewer,
dig down for a
you know.
lot of stuff, and you know what? I don't think you got to wait and find out who has the integrity and who has the fortitude to make it work.
Right.
You know, if you got it inside of you, there's work ethics. So if it's in there, you're getting it out of your son, so he understands how the work ethic's supposed to be, and this is what it's supposed to be. So if he sees that, then it'll flow from there.
And it comes around with different kids, right? Then we talk about we go about talk about every kid's different.
Yeah.
Every employee's
They're all
different.
wired different.
They're all wired different.
Yeah.
Every car was wired different back in the day. You know what I mean? Sometimes this would work on one and
We
wouldn't work.
experience that a lot.
Yeah, but every kid's different. So one son for me is way different than another, and then my daughter is totally different. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge because I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go work till 9 o'clock at night if it wasn't for my wife being like, "Hey, we're at home.
We're family. It's a
We're
family.
family."
And I get the same way too.
And those different kids go into jobs, and as leaders and managers, you have to know how to manage and how to be different with everybody.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can't just manage the same way with every single person. You have to talk to people different. You have to get to know them.
Yeah.
But today's world, sometimes they hold that against you.
Right.
So if they find out I said something to him and I treated him different, they'll be like, "Well,
Right.
Yeah.
but you lit me up." Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because you know what, you can take it,
Yeah.
and you know what, you're growing a little bit faster than he is, and you know what, I have a little
Yeah.
bit different plans for you.
Yeah, it's almost a
Jump back.
compliment.
Age.
It's almost
We
a
grew up in the
compliment.
dirt. Outside doing things. You're always doing with his hands. Today,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make everybody mad at me right now, but there's a lot of people that just don't have. They don't want to do that anymore, and it's upsetting. How you treat people. Everybody's coddled.
Yeah.
I was not the coddler with my kids. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
few times I laid them out of,
Yeah.
you're doing it my way, or
Yeah.
or figure it out.
Yeah.
But now you'd go to jail if you laid your hand on your kid.
Yeah.
Just I was brought up little Italian guy. I mean, my dad was half my size. He had a belt like Zorro. It was out. You got it, and you learned a lesson from it. And then after that, you figured out, hey, beat me because I don't want to be grounded anymore.
Yeah.
There was a come and take that.
Yeah.
So today it's different. You got to watch how you talk to them. You got to be,
Well, I think
it leads on to, this is where I'm going with this. I think it leads into the business aspect.
into the business.
Because
I knew where you were
the way
going.
that the way they're being treated is they're going to go to work and all of a sudden, Ty, you're doing that wrong. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Guess what? They're quitting.
Yeah.
Why in the world? Because you got to go back somewhere where it's coming from. So I just think there's not enough.
And sometimes you have to get outside of your own mind. I am.
Oh, that too.
I have, ADHD. I have all the letters. I have the whole alphabet. ADHD, whatever they have. I have the whole alphabet. But I can multitask. So it's very hard for me if I hire Ty and he comes in and I have my 9 things going on right now and I'm going to make sure I can get these done. I just can't even function looking at that because I'm going, hey, Chris, Did you get my
do that.
email? Hey, can you email? I'm doing this stuff while I'm typing, and I'm looking, and Ty will call me, and then Kim will call me, and then I'm sending stuff out,
That's
and
me,
I'm still
man.
getting it all done,
Yeah.
and I still have my employee sitting there going, all right, number 2, and
Right?
right.
Or they're on Facebook all day.
Or, yeah, or they're texting somebody, or they want to talk to somebody, or, you know what, I'm on my phone while I'm sprinting around the office,
Yeah.
dropping my phone's all beat,
Yeah.
dropping my phone.
Well, that's the it. You know what I mean? We talk about it. You either
Yeah.
have it or you don't
Right.
have it.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the it is like what you talked about him.
Yeah.
It is, I'm driving to Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Like if I said to my wife, I forgot Ty's shirt, so after I left here, and she would expect me to come home. If I called her and said, I forgot Ty's shirts, that was one of the things I promised him, there would be no question.
Yeah.
She knew. She would go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would she be happy? No. But you know,
Well,
but that
that's
is
what
part of the
makes you
it. But it's part of the it. The part of the it is that's what we do. That's all I know.
Yeah, me
you
too.
know? And I
That's
did,
how we're
you know,
wired.
it's just, it's what it is, you know. Why are you answering your phone at 10 o'clock at night? Well, it rang, you know, like
Right.
they, you know, some businesses, they don't, right?
Yeah, poor Ray.
5:30 in the morning. Ty. Okay. 7 o'clock at night. Ty. Yeah.
Sorry.
My wife goes, "Why you answer the phone?" Because it's Ty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They always
And I
answer.
tell him, I said,
They always
"I'll do
answer.
this ready."
Sundays. That's what I was thinking earlier. I was going to say that.
I was on the boat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I answer
Sundays-
early with Ty. I was always hope he calls me thinking, this is the Christmas order. This is the Christmas order.
I'm going to do something different this year. I'm going to.
I know, a day and a half. You already told me.
I'm going to give you a business idea.
Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
I meant to call you and tell you this the other day. Yeah, I'm not going to say it because I don't want every other T-shirt maker doing this.
All right,
Okay.
all right. So,
I got a good one for you. Man.
all right.
Yep.
All right. Do you feel I got the it? You
You got
okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
man. You're gonna get way out in front of this. The it. You're gonna get way out in front of it. Believe that.
Chris, you haven't said too much.
I'm listening to all
Yeah,
you
man.
guys
It's
go,
about
man.
you
It's-
guys.
Yeah.
This is
You know?
kind of about you guys here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was just kind of listening.
I'm usually the blabbermouth, so I'm just kind of taking you guys in right now.
Is it shout out time yet, Shane? Or
Yeah, can we
Who's
do
on
some
here?
shout outs? That would be nice to do shout outs.
I know you like doing shout outs, Shane.
Yeah, well, we
saw my
appreciate
wife go by.
everybody. This wouldn't be here.
Eric, that's a red line thing, man. Apparently that's a red line thing.
Yes. Eric doesn't know nothing about the red line.
That's a customer. Sorry.
Hey, that's not Ty. He's standing right here.
Yep, that's
How
right.
do you see all that?
It could be me. You never know. My alter ego.
That probably rung out real loud.
Jamie K. Good to see you, buddy. That's the guy I went to school with. Gio. Good to see you, brother. Who else is on here?
Jamie, good to see you. Tom, good to see you. Grace, good to see you. Eric, Karen, appreciate all of you. Bonnie, Gio, Raymond, Monica.
That's my wife right there.
Oh, Karen, thanks for
Hey,
being here.
Karina, thanks for
All
watching.
right, I'm dyslexic, but Karina, thanks for being here. We appreciate
Probably
you all.
the hardest word
Um,
before.
Thank you so much. My wife, Christy, love you. Gio, good to see you. Linwood, good to see you. Nicholas, good to see you. Gene, good to see you. Aaron, good to see you. We appreciate all of you. This wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all sharing and liking and commenting and being a part of this virtual community. Because that's what it is. It's a community. And the reason shout outs are important is this isn't the news channel saying we're going to tell you everything. This is interaction where you're part of this and your feedback matters. So, and if we can watch out on the table, I know
I'm
that's
sorry.
doing the best
I'm
you can,
sorry.
but it's just helping.
Eric Brewer wants me to send pictures of my feet to him. I don't know. It's a little creepy.
Eric, appreciate you.
You know those guys from the
Sonia.
313, right, Eric? 313 or wherever he's from.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of you.
I think we need to get Chris Markey and Eric Brewer on here to have
I was on. I tell
have
you
a
what.
local debate here.
Yes.
I tell you what. I was on Eric's. I was on Eric's podcast, and he's good. Like it's
Yeah,
tough
man.
because I look at him like a mentor, like you know what I mean, somebody like as a friend and a mentor, and he's asking you questions. So you're going, all right, am I going to answer this right?
Yeah.
Am I going to say the right thing? You know what I mean? Or is he just
that's
gonna?
nice.
Is he going to look at me and go?
Right.
Psh, bruh, that was terrible. You know what I mean? Or he calls you after the show's over. What were you talking about? I know he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is fun.
It is.
But
Yeah,
at the end
man.
of the day, you know, what we talk about is cultures. You know, I know a lot of people watch the whole thing about Jordan, and if you watch the progression of Jordan, if you actually watch how these things evolve, just like this company, you know, it's like you, Ty, being the Jordan. You know, until you throw the ball to somebody, you know, that one game with Paxton or whatever, I don't know all the players, but and they were double teaming him, right, in one of the championships. And if he didn't throw it away and trust his players, like everyone's trusted here, right? Like you do what you do and you trust it, and everyone has that culture, right?
Yeah.
And that's a culture where when you show up, I can't look at mine. You have to have my 6. Right? And it's knowing the strength and weaknesses. You know, when if Phil Jackson didn't let Dennis Rodman go to Vegas, they're like, bro, he's never coming back. And Jordan went and got him. Yeah. Right? Hold him accountable. He flew out to Vegas and brought him back. So that's what this group does. That's what your cultures do. Right? And that's why people love to work with you guys, work for you guys, work next to you guys, and use your businesses because of the culture that these companies have.
Yeah.
It's the culture.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
And I'm still listening or learning and listening, you know, and I make mistakes sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes on a weekly basis. But I try to learn from them. It's about improvement. You know, we all make mistakes. If we do something wrong, it's like, okay, why did it happen? You know what I mean? I say that a lot. Like, well, let's go back to the beginning. Let's rewind the tape here. Where did it start? Where did the issue start? You know what I mean? So we can correct it moving forward. You know what I mean? We have a lot of internal things that at times work great for a while, but then let's say a year later, it just doesn't work anymore because it's either outdated or the volume of work that we're doing today just can't handle that old system or something like that. It's a constant change, and we're trying to evolve and keep up and you know, and grow. You know, so it's not like someone handed us the keys to this building one day and had all the employees already in place. You know what I mean? They already knew what they were doing, and we already had a firm foundation to build on. We had to build that foundation.
I remember when you're in a 2-story building in
Linden.
Oh my God!
Linden Avenue.
When it first started.
Yeah. I was Linden Avenue. It was my living room. It started out in my living room, me and Perry, and then it was a 2-unit that I owned, and then the first floor apartment moved out. The people down there moved out because when I bought it, they had already lived there.
Yep.
So they came with the place. So when they finally moved out, that was a disaster. But I turned their front bedroom, it was a 2-bedroom, I turned their front bedroom into our office just to get it out of my house. So then when I went home, I could at least stop for a minute because it seemed like I could never stop. But then it still never did. But anyhow, I had to separate that. But yes.
I remember when we first met. Come on up here. I'm like, I'm walking around. I'm like, who is this guy? Next, I mean, I believed in him. We believed in each other, and it just went from there. Your visions are spot on. I can't emphasize how proud I am to be a partner with you. Everything that you do is just the vision. It's a vision.
And one of the things I appreciate about Ty about the vision is what he just said there was spot on. I started in my basement also, okay? And then my wife decided to get pregnant, so I had to go find another building.
Your wife decided to?
Yeah, I mean, she told me that she was pregnant. I mean, so I had to go, right? But you know, in that whole scenario, people will ask you. So you wrote your questions down and asked us to think about these questions. Yeah. Okay. So you say, how did you get from where you were there to here? I just threw stuff against the wall, and
I get it.
And I'll tell a great story. And Donnie Bricker is my landlord, and Donnie Bricker's pretty successful. Everybody knows Donnie, and he's done well. But one of the things you find is that when you're out there and you're humping, people know who and they see who you are. So you just said at the tie. I could see it. And every vision he had, it was going to get there. I went to Donnie Bricker in the building I'm in now, and I walked in and we were looking at the place, and I just knew at that point it was too big. I needed a building probably half the size. And I'm walking around, hey, Mr. Bricker, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to waste your time, and you know, I can't afford this and this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, well, what can you afford? And I'm like, I don't even want to offend you. Like I thought maybe it was 2 buildings. What can you afford? And he's like, it'll lock itself. He walks out the door. Come see me Tuesday. So, all right. So I don't want to disrespect the man. So I show up. Grandfather always said, shake their hand, look them in the eye, and if they tell you to do something, show up. So I show up.
Jeez, that's great.
I sit in the car. He said, what can you afford? I said, I can afford X. He said, great. You got a 6-year lease.
Oh,
Now, get out. You can sign it Monday. And I'm like, huh? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
And guys like that see guys, back to your vision, they see it. He walks around my shop. He walks in, he'll walk in the back door and be like, man, you just print money over here. Print money. You know what I mean? You know, the old timers, they're just great. He stands there in front of my screen printing machine and it's automatics, and I have 2 of them going in. We're printing 2,000 shirts, and he's like, you're just printing money here. And take the shirts off, put a piece of paper there. Let's just print some money, he says. You know, but those people see it. Like you just said, that kicked in when you said, hey, those people see, and then because of them, because of your community, right? We talk about community, because of people like that, because of an Eric Brewer looking at you and going, don't say it like this, say it like that, Chris. You know, because of a Donnie Bricker, I had this idea, and I walk in, and now we have this big building, and we're like, we're never going to move out of it. And now we're like, it was 6 years ago. Now I'm like, I might need... Donnie, you want to sell me all 3 of these buildings? Not that he would ever do it, but you know, now you're thinking like crazy. But because of that, because of him, that's where I got to. You know, them taking a chance, looking at you. I trust you. I like your vision. You know.
What was your proudest moment in business?
My proudest moment with the business is my son coming on board, but to be more honest is when I like I have a mom and a daughter that work for me, and they're awesome. I have my sales manager and his son. His son's a screen printer for me, and his daughter comes in. The family environment. I've always said, you don't want to bring family in or whatever. That's my proudest moment is that we have people that are actually family that work together and care and love the business, and they love it like it's their own, because I want them to feel like it's their own.
You said a great word. They care.
Yeah.
A lot of employees don't care.
Yeah, mine do.
And when that happens, they fall apart.
I shouldn't say mine. The employees of To The T Outfitters care.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we care. Ty sees you care. The people in your office see you care. They'll see Chris cares. When they see me in there or hear that like they walk in on a Sunday, and Sunday morning I went in it because I couldn't, I get up at 5 o'clock. What am I going to do on Sunday? So from 5 to 7, I clean 32 screens, and they're ready when they come in. They're like, who came in this weekend? I'm like, I did. What are you doing? Well, I did that, and then I reconciled the checkbook, and then I signed some checks for Tammy, and did that. And they're like, what? I was like, oh yeah, I was in and out in 3 hours. But they see that I care, and when you don't miss a paycheck, right? And you tell them exactly how it's going to be, and you continue to add on, you get health care, and you do the things that you say you're going to do, right? If you look at them and say, I'm going to fire you, then you better fire them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And might not be the right idea, but I'm just saying that the proud moment for me is the care, the family environment,
and
and
you have
the
a great
caring.
culture in there too. When anytime I go in there, everyone is so friendly. They act like they know me, and some of them I do, and the other ones are like, hey, you know what I mean? When you walk through there and you take me through, it's like we do a tour every time I go there.
You're a roofing guy. That's what they call him. The roofing guy coming in. The roofing guy.
The guy that waits till 2 days before Christmas and has 300 sweatshirts. He bangs them out though, man. I test him. It's a test. And I've done up it. I do 100 more each year. Just to put,
drop a day and add 100.
Or he'll come in and be like, they gave me these free beanies. Do you think you could put my logo right here?
Yeah, I've done that to him too. Yeah, Tim did that to me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Janet doesn't want this shirt. She wants something else. But it's what you're supposed to do. If somebody's gonna, and just like picking up windows in Pittsburgh or in Ohio, whatever you need to do, and you're not gonna appeal to everybody. And not everybody's gonna like how you say it or
You said
whatever.
it before too. If you tell them you're going to do it, then do it.
Yeah,
Don't back out. Just it can either cause you grief, but in the long run, it's going to cause you much more happiness, and the grief is going to go away.
I got a funny story about like training or working with employees. So we talk about working with our employees. You want them to learn and they ask questions, and they're getting. So had a situation. We did a quick turn for a customer on shirts. he calls back on Monday and says he only does 2 events, and they happen to be back to back. But he didn't think he would get rid of all his shirts, so he called back. Hey, can you think I can get some more back? Right. So my rep goes to the sales manager, and the sales manager's like, yeah, we'll do it for him. We're happy to do it. We don't really want to make a habit during this busy time of year. Well, he goes and sends an email that says, we don't want to make a habit of this. Oh. So we had to sit him down and be like, hey,
don't say that verbatim.
We say these things, but you got to rephrase them when you know what I mean. Yeah. But he meant well, and I called the customer. I said, look, it's part of our training process. What part of it? And he told me, and I said, Brandon, you meant well, but we just have to, so when they care and they get upset about that, or they, you know what I mean. That's the key part of the whole thing. Like when somebody gets upset at work because they were upset because they messed up, which they will, or they said something wrong to a customer. It's not the end of the world. But they care, and that's the main point.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't like saying no, but I have to sometimes.
Yeah.
And what if the no does come out? It's because I exhausted all my yeses before I had to say no, and he knows that. My back's against the wall here. Yeah. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen as often as people would think. It's frustrating.
So if I say no to Ty for Christmas,
you're SOL, man.
But when
you don't have COVID and
he doesn't know. I've already printed the shirts. Chris told me what are going on, and I'll be like,
he's
hey, you like this?
already got 10 boxes.
They're sitting on the dock. You didn't even see
The
them.
problem with that is probably have the wrong logo.
Oh, here we go.
I'll probably change it.
Yeah, here we go.
But sometimes it's better to say no, because if I say yes, I'm going to look worse. I'm going to look worse if I say yes and can't complete it. Do you know what I mean? Than to just say simply no, and they're pissed for 5 minutes and not for 5 years at me because I said yes and totally screwed it up.
My other pet peeve is calling people back. In my line of work is you call me, and if I don't answer, you're like, I need an answer.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can get an answer, I'll call you back.
Right.
I almost pick up the phone instantly with you. And if I don't answer, you leave me a message or you text me.
Yeah.
Then instantly I text them back. I'll call you back as soon as I can.
And I usually do that so I don't forget to call you back. Or in case
it's
you don't.
It's a trail. I get it too.
Yeah.
That's why I said leave me a text because I'll follow up on that.
Absolutely.
My phone is my lifeline.
Or if you're on the phone or on nowadays it's Zoom and FaceTime and everything else, it's just easier to text somebody because they can still communicate with you. Mm-hmm. But they can't answer the phone.
But
I run into that
when
all
it
the
becomes
time.
the urgencies, you can't read somebody's text. I always text with capitals because I can read it better.
Yeah.
But it comes across differently.
Oh yeah.
But I cannot read somebody over the phone unless I physically talk to them and hear it in their voice, the anxiety or the happiness that goes on between a conversation, like you're face to face. It's part of the job, but when you're in sales, you just gotta be happy.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, we tell our customers, look, at the end of the day, the most important thing is communication, right? We want you to feel that you can tell us you don't like it and not worry about us getting upset. Like, it's not personal. I tell our clients, it's not personal. We need you to love this, right? So the more you can get us to see through your eyes, like if we got to produce it 10 times, that's what it's going to take. And just if you always go to your purpose, then you never have to worry about the process because you're always going to change the process to fit your purpose.
Absolutely.
And that's why we love dealing with you. We've pushed us, way out of our comfort since day one. But you know what? We love it. We love the energy. We love the excitement. We love the growth. We love the whole patriotic theme of, anyone that's willing to get on board. Yeah. We don't care about where you were. We just care about what you're willing to do.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're willing to let your past rest, so are we. But be that future person, right? And you're counted on. We love that. Yeah. And buy local. That's what it's all about, man. Yeah, it's for us to become patriots in our professions.
Yeah. And it's a shout out to Buy Local, Carmen Pantano. I said you guys got to have him on the show. It's Frank's Marble and Granite and the president of the Buy Local Coalition. That's a good group. It's a real good group of people.
Yeah,
and
you should get us linked, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
I'll
a
get
great
you.
concept. It really is. You guys all putting this together. And
well, wasn't me.
No, you're part of it. But you guys, this town, this area is guys are tight.
Yeah,
I mean, there's like a little niche down here, and
for sure.
Great fun to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what is the next level? You know, we talk about it all the time. So, my son and I were having a conversation. So, you know, you have your Kinsleys and your Stewarts, and, you know, what is the next level? And he asked me, he's like, well, who's the next people? And I'm thinking, I don't know. And he was like, well, Dad, you and your friends, I mean, you know a lot of friends that, you know, and I was like, I don't, we're just a bunch of dudes that work hard, like, you know what I mean? Like, God bless the Kinsleys and the Stewart. I mean, I can't imagine running that. I can't. No. I mean, I got 14 employees. I just can't even imagine running something like that. Yeah. But what is the next coming? I think he meant more of the next people that keep that community or that cult, because they were the cult culture, that, you know what I mean, that started that. Who's the next people? Back to your point, we're all friends and we're all buddies, you know what I mean? And I think that's how my son wanted to talk to me about it. Like, you know, who are the next people that are like the core solid?
You know, Louis Appel with Royal Square, I mean, he set that up with Josh and all them to keep this city nice and, you know, in Kinsley. And so, you know, this area is I'm not from here, I'm, you know, from Downtown, but it's amazing. That's what I love about this area is the love for the area. You know, and keeping this going and keeping it local. It's amazing.
We love our creek.
Special.
Yeah. We love our creek.
Yep. They do.
Yeah, what's going to go down with the expansion on when they getting ready to redo that creek and make it all businesses, and like up in New Jersey, like you know when they revitalize that creek, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
when the project comes in.
And I think it's tough right now with COVID when you start talking about that, because if people are going to be working from home, you know, what are those buildings going to be when they do something like that? It might be a little.
I heard they're
different.
working from home to fix Mount Rose.
Are they?
Yeah, I believe that.
I think Ty and the crew could have had that done, and they don't even pay.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I know we could have.
Guaranteed.
A couple buddies,
especially if he came in and told us we had to do it 3 days before it needed done. It would have been done, man.
My neck of the woods lately, go to Union Deposit. It looks unrecognizable.
Yeah,
6 lanes. They've done some phenomenal.
And they started that after Mount Rose. Yeah. And they're going to finish.
Well, that wasn't a local job. That was New Jersey. And Kinsley, they should have given that to Kinsley. They would have been done talking about local. Yeah. You know, local cares more about it. And that's just a good example. You know, a company out of New Jersey didn't take care of it like a company that here would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Yeah, totally. When you start fighting over nickels and dimes, dollars fly over your head, and I mean that's how you make money. But also, we lose sight of who is bidding on the process or how is the process. So when you go in and just bid, they go, oh well, that's the lowest price, and let's move on. You know what I mean? But okay, there's 6 companies that are bidding. Let's look at them individually and why they're off. And then let's go back to them and say, here's the lowest bid. And then all 5, the other ones might say, well, that's not even feasible. I don't even think that company can do that. And okay, well, let's go back and everybody and say, here's where we're at now. And maybe you know what I mean? Here's the final 6. And now let's come back and talk about
That's why some of these lowest bidders are getting sued because they're not finishing the project.
Yeah, they can't.
They have to up the ante.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't
It's a shame, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
I bid stuff every day. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody, you know, they'll be your friend one day and you're winning a bunch of bids, and then the next day, you know, they'll just change. They'll go some. Then he becomes the best friend. Or, you know.
Loyalty's tough to find.
It's tough. It is.
For sure.
It is.
For sure.
You know?
It's one of the most important aspects of forming a good relationship with somebody is loyalty, man. That's one of the big things that I look for in a relationship with somebody. How you treat people and loyalty, man. It's very, very important.
Well,
it says
taking
a lot about
loyalty one step further too. You know, if you assume something, you know what happens when you assume. So just because you've got a great relationships and you try to all of a sudden you give it to them, that comes back to bite you in the ass. Excuse my French, but loyalty does get you in the door. And if you treat somebody with respect and dignity and actually, you know, it's fair. Everybody needs to make money. You go buy a car. I think the guy needs to make money too, but I want to get the lowest bid, don't I?
Yes.
But somewhere in that is a conscience saying, well, you know, is that fair? Is that not fair? I need him to make some money because he has to put food on the table. You know, he's got to buy diapers and all the other fun stuff for his kids. So what is fair? And where loyalty and fairness all combine, you've got to use common sense when it comes to that. But loyalty, my loyalty, I'll give you the best deal I ever got, and I can't deviate from it. But here, I lay it out on the table, don't I?
Yep.
Said, here's my cost, here's where we're at.
Yep.
That's what you're getting.
Yep.
And if you can't deal with it,
Yep.
then what have I always told you? Business comes first.
Yeah.
If you need to do what you got to do, then you're not gonna hurt my feelings, because
Right.
you've got to put money on the table too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all good.
No, you've been a good man. Thank you for all your help and
No worries.
support.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yep.
At the end of the day, somewhere along the line, somebody can probably do it for a more reasonable price,
Absolutely.
But what are you getting out of that? Are you getting the Saturday morning call where you can call somebody and say, hey, are you at the shop? I need my shirts. You know what I mean? What are you getting out of that? When you're having an event or you have a show, are they showing up? Are they doing, what are you getting
Now here's a
from
good one
them?
for you. Hey, it's raining. I got a leak. Can you come back and fix this guy's mistake?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So I would not want to be in that situation with you.
Yeah.
But if it was a good customer, you gave him a fair deal, and things do happen, guess what you're doing? Sunday morning, you're going over to fix that leak, aren't you?
Yeah.
As soon as you got that phone call. Now, I've heard that happen already. You guys are out the door, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Him personally.
Yep.
Him personally.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
I know there's been times that I'll call him on a Sunday morning and he's on a roof doing an estimate, or he's on a roof putting a tarp on someone's roof, the owner of our company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I work as hard as I do. You know what I mean? You know, when your leader sets examples like that, who are we to not?
We just said it earlier, didn't
There
we?
you go. Yep.
When the boss is walking in the shop before everybody.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And everybody. And
I can maybe count on one hand the number of times I've shown up to this shop and he was not here already.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
sometimes though, saying it back to your employees, they see that, they love the loyalty and all that, but every once in a while, they have a brain fart, and they'll be like, I just forgot to call, and I'm sorry I didn't call when I cut in. You know what? Friday I'll forget to put your paycheck in too.
Yeah.
So it's even. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Funny
but
how
they
it
don't.
works.
Yeah, we said that.
But then they're feeling, you're a jerk.
Calling you names
Yeah.
Yeah.
behind your back, too.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
to your face, it's behind your back.
I'm the great guy when I give you a raise or Christmas bonus, or you get a nice sweatshirt from Ty, or I'm the great guy. But the first time of, hey, listen, brother, you have to call. That's a check against you. Well, what do you mean? I'll forget your paycheck on Friday, and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it away from you, but what if I did that? How would you feel?
Right.
Yeah.
We have to be perfect. You know what I mean? And it's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough juggling act.
It is.
It is, and that's what it is. And a lot of times I feel like we operate an adult daycare center, and people have temper tantrums, or the attitudes and mindsets are different. And it goes back to, you have to treat everyone differently. You know what I mean? But the majority of the people who work here are of the same mindset. I feel so. We've been real fortunate that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's construction. Maybe it's a little different in construction than it would be working in an office setting or a sales center somewhere. You know what I mean? But in construction, it's usually we can drop the F-bomb a few times without hurting someone's feelings too bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there are certain people that you have to speak friendly to. There are some people you have to be stern with. There are some people that you have to freak out on, and there's other people that you just got to figure out a creative way to have them think that it's a good idea before they think it's a good idea.
There's
You
a lot
know
of
what I mean?
psychology in this business.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And
So you have a doctor's license, right? A CPA license, right? We have that CPA
Yeah, right.
license,
Yeah.
doctor's
Yeah,
license.
some
I got
days
People who
I'm
have
a marriage
kids
counselor.
understand this. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
having children,
Right.
growing up, you become a psychologist too. You got to get that thing working.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
My wife is
I
better than I am.
I need one after having kids. Are you saying to become what?
Become the patients after all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Who's running the insane asylum?
Correct.
Right.
Who else is reaching out on there? Give them a shout out. Anybody new? Anybody?
I don't think so. I don't think we have any new people in here. I haven't seen anyone join in a little while.
Chuck.
Chuck.
But
Jim
this is a
Hank.
great episode.
Yeah, man, it's good.
This is a really good episode.
Yeah.
So
Episode
I'm
40 was a good
thinking
one.
If who wants to be on the show next week, let us know. reach out to us, give us a call. I mean, our phone number's everywhere.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. If you guys know someone you want to get a hold of,
Yeah, I'll get a hold of Carmen.
Yeah,
There's a
Carmen.
bunch of them. I'd love to have that get together with Brewer. I think
Yeah.
that would be great.
That would be
Maybe-
fun. We should set that up.
I know Shane's friends with Sue Adams over at Clear to Close Renovations.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get her. I know her too. She might be a good one. to
Even
get
people
here.
like architects, like my wife's cousin Joe Muley. He owns Muley Design. You get architects in. They talk about the challenges they're going through right now
Yeah.
because of the business buildings and all that. You can get any.
Codes changing.
There's
everything.
manufacturers out there that are trying to get
right.
that you can get a bunch of people on, and it's a good time, especially when you get a chance to talk about what everybody goes through.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has challenges.
My wife deals with hair salons every day. You can
Wow.
talk about challenges. Holy
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to follow up at the end here, guys, we're getting ready to wrap up our show. Thank you once again for everyone that's been tuning in. I see some faces in here that have not missed a show, just like we
Yeah, man.
have been rocking.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate you guys. We can't do any of this stuff without you.
Nope.
Hit the share button. Make sure that you like the business page, and hit the bell for notifications to let you know when we go live. Even if there's nothing that we talk about every week that necessarily helps you, the people that you share with on your walls, that they share with, eventually it gets in the right hands of somebody that it can help. So
Absolutely.
remember, buy local. Shout out to everyone that supports us, and these guys that came on the show. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for
It was
having me.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks
this
for having
was an
me.
awesome
Enjoyed all the
chat.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Shout out to the Markey family.
Yeah.
Mason,
So like
Garrison,
our page,
Addison.
recommend our page.
Missy, my wife.
Share this with your friends next week, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. behind the tool belt. And we're starting the virtual home show. So,
Yeah.
man, before I forget, the 21 turkey salute.
Yes.
Okay, so we're doing a 21 turkey salute, which the Guinness Book of World Records is 20 turkeys being deep fried at one time. So we're at one time, like they all have to go in the grease at the same time, 20 turkeys. So we're going to do the 21 turkey salute the eve of Thanksgiving somewhere in York City. We've talked to a couple people. We're still waiting to hear back from them. We would like to donate the turkeys to a homeless shelter or families in need or whatever. You know what I mean? We also are receiving donations. I know Derek, who works for us, he's already got jackets and stuff that he's washing and getting
Yeah.
ready to donate to Life's Path ministry
Ministries.
in town. So we're waiting on them to hear back from them. If it's not a go for them, we're going to find another facility or something in New York City to donate 21 turkeys to, and get the Guinness Book of World Records for deep frying 21 turkeys at one time.
Yeah, man.
Bam! You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Yeah, so I'm psyched, and we'll take turkey donations. If someone wants to donate a turkey, please donate turkeys, because it's already bad enough that I got to buy I don't even know how many deep fryers to make this happen. So if anyone wants to
Why
donate
don't you
turkeys,
build one?
one big one.
One big one, put
Like a big walk.
I know a pretty good fab guy.
Do you?
That's very possible. It might take a minute to heat that much oil up, but that's a good thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna pull this off.
Oh, we absolutely
We're
are.
gonna smash it home.
Absolutely.
We'll be live while we're doing this. We'll have a little off-site studio set up someplace. Anyone is welcome. Obviously, we're gonna need at least 21 people.
Yeah. We are
at
going to
one
be handing
time.
out food there. We will be taking donations there, and
Yeah.
all proceeds are going to go to the Life Path.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it's an awesome thing.
It is.
shout out to Shane to Gary.
Yeah.
Right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
That jacket makes you stuff.
Yeah.
Derek, good to see you, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Great
Hey,
talking.
thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
for
Thank you.
being here.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate you.
This wouldn't be possible without all the shares, the likes, the comments, putting your town. I mean, that's what makes it a community. Otherwise, you're just watching some TV show on TV where they don't care. And that doesn't happen here because we care. I don't know where you are, but you might be looking for an opportunity. Look, the best thing to do is to get on the list. Right? Are you all looking for good
We're
people?
always looking.
Right.
We're always looking. Reach out to me if you're looking for a job. 717-916-0732. if you know someone that's looking for a job, even if you already have a job and you don't like going to work every day, call me because I guarantee you're going to like coming here.
Yeah,
So,
and it's culture. I tell people all the time, first of all, failure is
Thanks,
not
Glenn.
a person. It is an event and a thing. And when you have to try everything to find the thing, to get to where people up here sit at this table and work the way they do, you have to find that thing. And that thing also has to do with the culture. So there's nothing wrong. People are always going to businesses. You can even start your own business and come back and say, you know what, it wasn't for me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right? So understand, keep your community good. Like, try to stay good with people. It's okay to get upset, but eventually it's just good to let it go. You know what I mean? And it's okay to come back. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. If I'm talking to you out there, just realize that, man. We're all in this together. And community is all of us understanding. We all have bills that come at the end of the month.
Yeah.
We all have
We do?
kids, moms, grandmas. So, I don't know. I have 3 daughters and a son, so I know I do.
Yeah.
And a puppy.
There you go.
But anyway, we love you and appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you all.
Yes,
for being
thanks,
here.
Shane.
Doesn't pay anything.
Thanks.
Doesn't cost anything to be kind.
Amen. God bless.
Yep.
Love you all.
Thank you, man.